we can. And we wonder why we have no growth. We wonder why when the thing in our life gets difficult, we wonder why we cower and we run away.
It doesn't matter who we are. What matters is our plan.
All that fear that's in your head, all the what ifs and the scenarios that you create inside your own mind that are way worse than anything that can happen, they all disappear when you go.
Be the guy who embraces the ugly, the miserable. Be the guy who embraces hard work, the grind. Don't be afraid of being hurt. Don't be afraid of sacrificing some blood.
If you give up a little bit today, like you can't get it back. Like if you skip a workout today, there's no possible way to get that back. When you let something go, it's gone.
You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. How hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
You have to want to be better. And it starts off with you have to have pride in yourself.
If you want to be successful, you have to change this. The real challenge of growth, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, comes when you get knocked down.
Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, and maybe not the next month. But only one thing is true. I will be champion. I promise.
I built this shit. Me. Brick by brick. Kill the boy. Come slow. Winter is almost upon us. Kill the boy. And let the man live. Don't try to give up. Try to keep going. Don't try to quit. You already in pain. You already hurt. Get a reward from it.
I don't lose. I win. I win. That's my job. That's what I do. Best ever. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless cat I've ever been. There's no one who stop me. Lex is the conqueror. No, I'm Alexander. He's no. I'm the best ever. There's never been anybody who's. I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack. There's no one that can match me.
Because I tried so hard. I worked so hard.
Good morning.
You asshole. It's the magic pill.
Do you want to be a bitch today? Do you want to feel like a little bitch? Do you want to walk around all day knowing that you could, but you didn't?
No, bro. I haven't.
A harmless man is not a good man. A good man is a very, very dangerous man who has that under voluntary control. Something in you has to wake up.
The fight and the battle every day is between me versus me.
You have to have no fear. You have to have no fear. You have to believe in who you are and what you do. And just go fucking get it.
What you need is the one thing I talk about in my book, which is straight up, brutal work ethic. You have to be willing to outwork everybody in the world.
Somebody out there still working harder than you. There's human beings that have different temperament and different mind and different mentality.
Wow, $4 grand.
Ruthless
Fucking hell.
competitive drive that's almost
That's a
terrifying
lot
to
of money.
the ordinary person.
But people don't understand you anymore. You're in that spot of obsession and drive. People are like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? I don't want to talk to you, man, because you're not going to get it. You're not going to get it. You will never understand what is wrong with me.
Shout out to everybody. Morning, Jordan. How you doing, bro?
Right fucking spot.
Everybody's great when they're not tired. The
Champions is when they tired. That's when the real
Where's
champions
me?
come out. That's when the real dog come out.
Where's me fucking
Cause if you
tea
go
gone?
piss like a puppy,
Ever
stay on
done?
the porch
Where's
and
me
let the
bloody-
big dogs eat. Let them on the fucking field. Have some heart. What makes you afraid of it? Study it. That's why I studied my mind. Why I became so in the mind, because I realized I was weak. Saw him at the race where he broke all the bones in his feet. I was running this race. It was a 24-hour race as a relay team. I was with 4 friends. And the format of the race is, you know, you run a mile, I run a mile, whatever team runs the amount of miles wins the race. He had no teammates. So this is how you level up. So the big thing is know that if you have big goals and big dreams, along the way, failure is going to happen.
We're going
So
fishing.
how fast do you get up from that? You gotta work. Your time is gonna happen. You're here for a reason, but you gotta be ready. Because if you're not, it's on you. Just keep. For sure. Overthinking's overrated. Hard work pays off. No one tells you when.
I hate losing. I mean, it's not even a question. But I have to respect losing because losing is a part of winning. Yeah?
Shout out to all the people that is lost in life.
How can I do things different? How can I change? How can I make this team better?
Shout out to everybody that is fighting on a daily basis against that demon.
You gotta be willing to change.
Shout out to people that are willing to change.
That's the main point.
Shout out to the people that want to grow.
I give you the map.
Do you understand? I can give you a key to open nearly every fucking door you need to open. Education is the way forward.
I never ran from anything.
We set the standards.
I've always had that where I'm going.
People look up to us, you know.
Get me? Ain't nobody there. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I've always been in a situation I'm forced to deal with it myself. So people think that you should be weak and you should be docile and then you should be a pacifist. He goes, no, you should be a monster. He said you should be a monster, ambitious, and then learn how to control it. And it's that old expression, it's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. When you're going through something really challenging, how do you show up within it? Do you choose to become a victim of complaining and misery and shitty, or do you find meaning in how you show up?
Jordan, I went fishing yesterday and I caught a lobster. Crayfish.
Embrace the pain. Spogo, pain is the gatekeeper of destiny. Pain is there to ask you one simple question. Do you really want to achieve your goals, or are you just a talker?
But once I learned that the difference between him and I was just between the years, once I was equipped with that, I started to believe that the sky was truly the limit for me.
It's not a bad thing to be unique. It's not a bad thing to be different. It's not a bad thing to be comfortable.
Everybody's different. We're all individuals.
Regardless of what everybody else around you is
I'll
doing.
put it to you in Latin. Sui
Greatness is not meant for
one
a
of
few
a
chosen
kind.
people. It's meant for those who
In this
persistently pursue
community,
their
I
dreams every
believe
day
that
and make that choice when they wake up. So
I'm different to everybody on here.
just
Like
a mentality,
everybody's
really.
different to
When
me.
your excuses make you feel a little bit
And each
about
other.
the fact that you
We're
didn't
all equal.
execute on what
Whether you see our religion or your skin,
then they can make you feel better,
colour of your skin.
but they're not helping you.
We're all
They're not helping
even.
you at all.
We're brothers
set up a schedule.
and sisters. We're
And just
survivors.
do
That's
the work.
what we are.
Free,
Everything's
from
always been
how
about
you
survival.
feel. Because also feeling
Opportunity is a
sometimes
must.
you wake up one day you feel this way, you wake up the next day you feel another way, and it's just not helpful to base your structure or your goal on how you feel. You stick to what you put there on paper. And this struggling of there are still so many distractions every day coming up, but you stick to the plan.
Anyway, good morning to everybody. It's Thursday. We're here to take part. You know, we are here. Stay safe here.
Stay comfortable. Your body will trick you. Like, man, today should
Ready?
take the day off. This ain't you, bro. This ain't you. You weren't born like this.
you won't die. And if you do die, you won't care, because you'll be dead. Best case, you win. Worst case, it won't matter.
There's no luck in this game, man. It may be a little bit of luck, but the luck happens after you bust your ass and you put yourself in that lucky situation. Luck doesn't happen. You put yourself in that situation where luck fucking happen. And that's what people don't know. If you believe it, if you really believe that you could be something, if you have that little voice in your head saying, hey, you got talent, you can do this, then follow that voice.
Fuck your motivation. Fuck your motivation. You need discipline, because motivation's not there every day. Motivation most days.
Wow,
Some
really?
days, yeah, sometimes I got motivation. Sometimes I'm like, fuck yeah, today I felt good. I can't wait to get to the gym. But a lot of days, like, gotta get to the gym. And then once I get going, then I feel great. Yeah, I feel great when it's over. But it's that beginning part that's hard, because your body wants to stay comfortable. Your body will trick you. Like, man, today's take the day, Theo. You don't feel good. Theo, what did you get, like 6 hours sleep last night? That's not enough.
It's so easy to be great nowadays, my friend, because most people are weak. Most people don't want to go to that extra mile. Most people don't want to find that extra because it sucks.
True.
It's miserable. It's lonely.
It's easy to give up.
Hell yeah.
It's the easiest thing in the world to do. All right, man, I'm done. I ain't going.
Oh, yeah.
I ain't gonna keep going.
Yeah,
I don't feel like going to work. I'm done.
Yeah,
It's easy. It's very easy. But what's hard is going, yo, yesterday I got nothing from working as hard as I could. Nothing happened from that. I'm gonna do the same thing again today, but I'm gonna try to go harder. That's the hardest thing in the world. To get up every day and give 100% and be in the same position that you were each day, but mentally know that you're trying and trying and trying. That's a real grind.
How bad do you want this? If it's as bad as you want to live, sleep, whatever the hell it may be, I can work with you. A lot of people, most people don't want it that badly. Which is why they always ask the question, man, how did you get to where you are? You know how to do it.
Jordan Andrew.
You know exactly how to be you or how to be me. You don't want to do
If
it.
you're not
Let me
to
see
Jordan's
what you do
channel
when
and
you're tired.
Jono's
Let me see how
can
you
do
push
it,
yourself.
and
Come on,
Jordan,
man. Get up.
Jay,
Get up
Jono,
again tomorrow.
Andrew.
Get up again tomorrow. Get up again tomorrow. The next day. Get up. Get up. Get up. Get up. Keep going. How long can you maintain a positive attitude?
There's no hacks, bro. It's you against you. You against you. And if you misunderstand that, you have a real problem. You wake up, right to work. Immediately your mind is in action. No one wants to do that. No one. And I don't blame them. But don't be mad. When you're laying there in your fucking bed, and you're in the fucking hospital, and you're 70, 80, 90 years old, and you're thinking, man, I feel like I didn't fucking do something.
Do
Because you
something.
did. You didn't do it. You didn't do shit. You may live a great life, man, but you're always gonna feel empty inside. I don't feel empty.
The life you want is on the other side of a few hard conversations, and you're living a life you hate because you're too afraid to have them.
I think about that a lot. Hard times create hard men. Hard men create soft times. Soft times create soft men. Soft men create hard times. We are now around soft men in hard times.
There's a moment when every boy realizes no one's coming to save him. And that's when he becomes a man. And some boys never get there and stay children forever.
You should be a monster. He said you should be a monster. You should be ruthlessly ambitious and then learn how to control it. And it's that old expression, it's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war.
Okay, how good you are in anything, you don't have discipline, you ain't nobody.
Right.
Nothing without discipline, because you give up under the slightest struggle without discipline.
100%.
Told me discipline is doing what you hate to do, but do it like you love it.
Doing what you hate to do, but do it like you love it. That is a great quote.
I'm gonna have setbacks, I know. But if I'm feeling bad, that doesn't mean I'm doing bad. That doesn't mean I am bad. That doesn't mean that I can't still take some action. Because yeah, nothing changes and nothing changes, man.
It's time to get back to work. Stop hearing yourself talk. Get off the podcast. Don't be on social media too much. Cut out all the fucking noise. Get back to the fucking mental lab.
I'd say one of the strongest mental frames that has got me through my hardest times is thinking this will be the story that I will one day tell. And that means the harder it is, the bigger the dragon, the more epic the story, and by consequence, the more epic the hero.
The fear is never reaching your potential.
That's it.
That always falling short, always quitting before you're done, always procrastinating, always not doing the right thing, and then one day you're an old man.
Yep.
And you look back and go, God, I could have been great.
Yep.
I could have been great.
It's time to stay focused. It's time to decide, fuck clubs, fuck partying, fuck trying to fit in and socialize, rub elbows with everybody so people can stop calling you weird. Why are you so antisocial?
Get it.
Because I'm trying to get it. Why are you staying on the basketball court so much? Because I'm trying to get it. Why are you out there practicing in the hot sun when ain't nobody else out there? Because I'm trying to get it. Why are you not clubbing? Like every time I text you and invite you to go do something fun and cool, you always studying. Because I'm trying to get it. Let me tell you something, homie. These women ain't going nowhere. These clubs, these parties, all this shit ain't going nowhere. The more weird you are, is a reflection of how committed you are to focusing on your shit, molding and shaping and developing your ideas and your craft so that when it's time for you to make your rounds, you'll fly.
People only root for people who don't need it. Like, the amount of times when I was on my lonely path, where I was too different from the friends that I had, but not successful enough to be friends with the people that I wanted to be friends with. That's when you want people to root for you. That's when you want people to support you. Once you've already won, people are like, he's amazing, he's so good. But like, that's the time when you need it the least. And so you always have to be the person who roots for you before everyone else does. And it's usually a single clap in the auditorium for a very long period of time. It is a slow clap that's just you rooting for you. And that visual, I think, is one that you can kind of take, because it is... People struggle to do things alone. And the path of the exceptional person is one of an exception, which means that you are not with other people. And rather than fighting that or bemoaning it, see it as an indicator that you're on the right path. Because if everyone else were cheering you on, then it means you're not in the right place, because it means you're just like everyone else, and that's not where you want to be.
Good morning.
Life isn't fair at all. At all. So what are you going to do about it? I knew that no one was coming back to help me. No one's going to miracle me to be somebody special. So, mentality is the only thing that gets us through life. I was an underdog. We are all underdogs in life. Even the baddest person in the world should think that way. So you should always have I've never arrived mentality. And the can't hurt me mentality is no matter where you come from, the sewer or wherever you think you're from. When I got out of the sewer, I got on the road and looked around and said, can't hurt me. Nothing should be able to hurt you. If you believe that, it starts to become true.
Be the guy who embraces the ugly, the miserable. Be the guy who embraces hard work, the grind. Don't be afraid of being hurt. Don't be afraid of sacrificing some blood.
You know, there comes a day, man. Everyone's gonna have this day. There comes a day where being average, being mediocre is just sickening to you. Just sickening. It makes you want to throw up. Because you've seen people with far less talent than you. As you're growing up with them, their childhood buddies, whatever else, they didn't have what you had. Yet now they're fucking to become something that you haven't. There comes that day. It's either when you're young, you know, and it strikes you on the baseball field because you're sick of striking out, or it's when you get fired from your 5th job, you know, and your wife and kids are on your ass because you don't know how to support them anymore. There comes a fucking day where push comes to shove. Where being mediocre, being like average and shit just fucking burns. It sucks so much. You can't deal with it one more day. And you get off your fucking ass. And you create something that's always been there. It's always been inside trying to come out. But you've never wanted to unwrap it because it's too much pain and commitment.
I'm a big fan of power follows the blame finger. So like wherever you point the blame finger is where the power follows. So it's like if you point it at the government, government has the power. If you point it at your spouse and say like it's their fault that I'm not in shape, it's their fault, they never let me do anything, it's like, well, you're giving them all the power. And so it's like until you're like it's my fault, it's also becomes my responsibility. What is?
What if it's not your fault?
It doesn't matter. And like I can't run marathons because I lost my leg at birth. And either you can just never try, or you put the metal thing on, and you do it anyways.
Anyway, good morning, everybody. I hope you are well. We're not here for long. Well, this is all a good Thursday.
To the most beautiful destinations.
I like this piece.
It's tough to go through life on your own, but if you keep moving forward and stay true to who you are, the rewards at the end will make all the hardships worth it. Walking alone might be the hardest journey you'll ever undertake, but it's also the one that will make you the strongest. It's this solitary path that forges your character more than any other experience. To everyone who is battling their challenges solo, to those of you going against the current, facing critics and naysayers head on, stay strong and keep pushing forward. This path is tough, but remember, the most challenging journeys often lead to the most beautiful destinations. The steepest climbs always offer the best views. It will all make sense.
Shout out to everybody. And if we've missed anybody,
when you show the world
know.
what you're truly made of, you'll find that the right people,
I
ones who
believe
really
in
belong in your
people.
life, will appear.
If you've got a small YouTube channel like myself and like a lot of the lads in the team and a few of the girls as well, it's like if you want your YouTube channel to grow and you need help, come over and say hello. You know, I have a lot of time for people that are honest and talk about mental health, addiction, recovery, suicide. You know, and we have established a team of amazing fucking people, misfits, call them what you fucking want. But I've managed to come across a lot of people in the 7 years I've been on here, on this community. And I believe that we're going to keep helping other people's channels grow by putting down a link or the name of their channel in your description of every video you make. And based on networking, you're helping a good community of people come together. That's the way I see it. If you want to be respectful, you will be removed from my chat. I don't block anybody. Do you understand? There's a difference between blocking somebody and timing them out in your chat. That's not blocking you. If you want to be rude, you will be removed. And my name is Jude. I'm respectful. So, like I said here, anybody who wants to challenge my authority, this is my channel. Do you understand? And it's taken me a long time to build a small channel. But what I do know is there's loads of other small channels like mine that are growing. Like, if you take a look at that list there, it's like, see them boys there, like, I've nothing but love for them. You know, Triple J, that's not a hat trick. See them 4 people right there? Well, 5 people from Dublin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And Mousy and Trevor. Fabled English. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Say so. And a lot of these guys have their own channel. Shout out to Jay yesterday. He hit his first 100. It's like, but you see, Fabled's channel is like a fire. Like, I never expected this channel to pick up the way it has, but he's very good at making videos. He's very good at speaking, you know, about things, you know, that a lot of people are scared. or afraid to talk about. And that's the reason why he's so endearing. People gravitate towards characters like Pablo, Finn, Jono, J. Jordan, Fable, Mousy, all the lads, Spencer, you know. And it's like there's loads of people. Luke, I name it's like Lena, Stacey, Ammo, Christine, Mary, Eve, Louise, Milne. Like I said, this has always been about helping a few people grow their channel in order to change the narrative on YouTube, which has been a tough guy. Everybody that calls somebody out on here, your channel ends up getting stuck in the mud. Do you understand? It's like, let people do what they want to do, and let people, if they want to make themselves look fucking foolish and bad, they're gonna do it. I've been part of this community for 7 years, and I've always tried to help other channels. You know, I remember being asked to jump on board on the cesspit when I first started. It's like 300 to 500 people are coming in every night. Then that number tripled. You know how you are, and then that number fucking, you know what I mean. But like I said, I believe that all these people, these lists, have good qualities, and some people can be a knob sometimes, and we don't like to admit it when we're a dick. But one thing what I will say, everybody that's on there, like, if one of them fucks up and goes into someone's life and abusing someone or giving someone loads of stick or a hard time, I'll remove you from my channel. You know. Oh, Aaron, well, you heard this yesterday, bro, right? So, my son rings me and says, Dad, you fancy going fishing? Okay. So, I said, yes, son, I'll go get some worms. So, I went out down the alley, and it's like, I looked under a couple of black bags and a couple of slabs, you know, to get maggots. So I got the maggots, but I went to look under one more slab, and there was a little frog, a little baby, bro. And I couldn't leave him there. He would have been eaten. So I picked him up and I brought him home and I put him in a little container. It's like, and yesterday, I was Googling, what do I do if I find a baby frog a few days old? What do I feed him? It said bugs and shit. So I went out, looked under a few more slabs, got some bugs, put him in. And last night we lost Mickey. He died. You know, rest in peace to Mickey. You know, we set Carlos free last week. But anyway, wait till you hear this. So I caught a frog when I went to look for maggots, and when I went to catch a fish, I caught a crayfish. Me fucking knees is killing me, bro, you know. You know, like a big... That's what happens when you're a stupid person when you're a kid, bro. Yeah, he died. Just like my fucking knee, bro. I'm telling you now. Now, that's what you call, bro. Do you see that bullet there? Look. See? You see the ball mark, bro? That's where it was hit. Do you understand? See there? You see that burn? Like, right there, bro. You know, if you look at it like that, can you see it? Hey. And bro, see that? Look at, can you see it? Well, I didn't know. I didn't know there was crayfish in the canal, Aaron. I wasn't aware of that. But I went yesterday to get some worms, and I caught a frog. And I went to catch a fish, and I caught a crayfish. So, me lad had planting up to that point. So I said, right, come on, let's bounce. I said, I won. He said, yeah, how have you won? You didn't catch a fish. I said, well, that's not entirely true. I caught a crayfish. Do I not get half a point for that? He said, right, Dad, I'll give you half a point for it. I said, right, come on, we're going. He said, no, I'm not. I'm fucking staying for 5 more minutes. I know I'm going to catch one. I'm trying to get him off the canal so I can say, yes, you cunt, I beat you or something. So, I'm packing me shit up and he's like, Dad, I have one. Adam, we were bottom fishing. Right? And I kept telling him, tight lines, Dylan. We were bottom fishing, Aaron, right? So I had the rod positioned like that, bro. You know, down that way. And just using maggots. My rod was getting hit like that, look. You know what I mean? And I was watching me lad's rod at the same time, but at the very end he caught a little perch. And he's like, yes. And I was like, fuck's sake. You know, but a barge come through while we were fishing. So I think all the kicked up all the stilt on the bottom of the canal. You know, but I couldn't believe it when I seen a baby little crayfish. It looked like a little lobster. I was like, ah, Jesus. You know, he grabbed the with him, wrapped his claws around it, and I reeled him in and set him free. But last night, like I said, yeah, it's bad, you know. So I let Larry go. You know what I mean? It's like I let him go. It's like because I didn't know what else to do. You know, Anthony catch goes back in there. It's like, but me lad ended up catching a small little perch. It doesn't matter. He caught a fish, whether it's that size or whether it's that size. Fish on is fish on. Do you not understand? Fish on. Fish on. 2 words, fish on. And yesterday, before we went, I was like, fucking bollocks, you've just caught one. So he's like, yes, Dad. So on Saturday morning, we're going fishing, Aaron, for a couple of hours. Like, I like just getting out and spending time with my son. You know, he's 31 years old. You know, he's always been a good lad, you know. And he dedicated 4 years of his life to go uni up in Liverpool, bro, and he's helped the city up there, you know. But when he comes down, like we go fishing the odd time, you know. I know, yeah, thanks. Hey, how about this? You should have gone in the bin. But like I said yesterday, both of us were getting loads of bites, Aaron. You know what I mean? And I kept missing mine, and so did he. And he got some really good ones, you know, like I mean. But like I said, go fishing with your son. Like hey Hayden, I always wanted my dad to bring me fishing, okay? It's like, and he never did. I always wanted him to take me to see Man United. And I got Patrick's Athletic instead, you know. My dad, he was always busy working, you know, and it's like when I was a kid, my dad didn't learn me how to ride a bike. One of my uncles did, you know. Like my uncles learned me, especially me uncle that died a few weeks ago. See him, he taught me how to fire a fucking round. He taught me how to shoot, how to climb, how to cycle. You know what I mean? It's like he taught me a lot of things that my dad didn't teach me, you know. And I always said, you know, I'm not going to wait for my son to ask me to take him to football. And my son Dylan is 31, been to school, college, then university, okay? Law-abiding citizen, you know, with a degree, and you can take that anywhere. And this is why I always say education's the way forward. All these tough guys all around the world, man, they should be encouraging the next generation to go to college, to go to uni, set yourself a 4-year plan, cut out all the noise. It doesn't matter what your mates say. This is about your future. You know, and that's the way I see it. Like when my son was young, he wanted to do sleepovers, and I always said to him, you know, at 14, he's asking, can he go do sleepovers? Now, you might think that's nothing, but listen, you're not going to no sleepover. If you want your mates to come over here and crash here, you're more than welcome. There's enough room in your fucking room for 2 of your mates. Do you understand? I need the eyeballs on you at all times, son, because it's so easy. If your son goes to a sleepover and tells you a little lie like, I'm at my mate's right now, when he's on the street on a corner, and then something happens and he gets into trouble, that's going to interfere with his future, depending on the job you do. Do you understand? It's like you can ruin your future because a joint enterprise or guilty by association. You know the amount of good kids all around the world that fall into that trap, you know, where they're trying to better their life, and one particular night they all go out together. There's a fight, some fella gets glassed in the neck, ends up cutting a fucking major artery here, and the fella bleeds out. But they all left the scene of a crime. They all split up. Now, that's all it takes is for 4 good lads to be out with 2 lads that have a criminal record, have been in prison, whatever, and they go out, there's a fight, and somebody gets hurt, and everybody runs because they don't want to get into trouble, right? But it's like, then that person dies, and it's like, the next morning or the morning after that, you're getting a fucking knock at the door, and you're getting taken to the police station. Witnesses have identified you. They picked you out of a lineup and all the photographs. It's like, and there's a lot of kids all around this country and in every other bleeding country around the world that want to do good, that want to go down the education route, and then they make one fucking bad decision one night to go out with the wrong people because you think they're staying in at your friend's house because your son told you and he wouldn't lie to you. But listen, I lied like a cunt to my parents when I was a kid, where I was, where I wasn't. Do you understand? And I said to myself, here, there's no, you want to sleep over, it's coming here. I need my eyes on you while you're under this roof. Do you understand? And I'll guide you to the gates, and all you need to do is walk through them. You know, so he walked through the gates, Aaron, you know, and he's going to come on here one night to tell a story, like about standing up in front of 5 Merseyside finest detectives, chief superintendents, do you understand? Up where he is, because he lives in Toxteth over 10 years, bro. And it's really rough up there, you know, but there's good people up there. I love the Scousers, even though I'm a Man United fan. You know, I'm also a football fan, and I'll always say justice for the 97, and may they all have a bed in heaven. And shout out to that lady Anne who fought the Hillsborough Inquiry because her baby was killed. Do you understand? And them bastards tried to push it under the carpet, and they tried to place blame here, there, and everywhere. No, I know, like I said, at the minute, I haven't got the same desire and passion for YouTube as I used to have, because it's fucking full of cunts, you know. But like I said, it's like, until I help 50 channels, like, okay, let's say you've got a small channel, right, like mine. Let's say you've got a channel that's under 50 subs and you're trying to get to 50 subs, and you've got mental health issues, or you've had experience with drugs, alcohol, you're in recovery, you've got a mental health label, everybody's welcome in here. If you want me to share your channel here, you don't need to pay me membership for me to do it, because I'm a nice guy that way. I like to see everybody grow at the same fucking time. And like I said, in the 7 years that I've been on YouTube, I've come across easy 250 fucking channels. You can forget 150 of them because, like I said, YouTube is a big community and I'm on nearly 4,000 subs. I've made 5,300 videos on this channel. You know, see, some of the biggest fucking podcasters on our circle haven't even got close to that. The amount of videos that I've made for this channel, it's ridiculous. But like I said, it's always been about helping other people to grow, people that are new to the community and want to learn how to grow the channel fast. I always say to them, listen, bro, your description in your videos, make sure you tag everybody. You know what I mean? And it's like they'll follow suit too. And it's just like lighting a fire. You know, I'm not too sure, Andrew. We'll see how the weather is. I might go for a walk with the missus, you know, and hold hands walking down the canal. You know, romantic. But yesterday I was like, Dylan, you have to have a point for catching a crayfish, you know. But I said to him last week, I said, listen, I love you and I'm proud of you. And would you consider doing a podcast with me about going to uni in Liverpool, about growing up on a tough housing estate in Manchester and not having daddy's money to back him to go to uni? He did all that by himself. And because he went to uni, he ended up working for a team. He'll tell you about it one night. And this team went on to secure funding for the kids in Toxteth and Croxteth. He got the Princess Trust involved. Now, I'll be honest with you, I've never been a massive fan of the royal family, okay? I'll tell you, though, who I loved. You know, Lady Diana. Because, see her, she was good. She wanted to help people, and because of her, the Princess Trust become, and it's helped so many kids around this country. Like, there's a lot of kids that come off housing estates like the one I come off, like really rough housing estates where you see stolen cars and all kinds of drug dealing and all that nonsense. You see it all grown up and you're wide to what they're doing, you know what I mean? It's like, because you're always wise, always watching and observing people's behaviour. And in the second stage of my life, like when I was 21 and all, like I said, I was pretty good at reading people, you know. And in all fairness, I could have been killed in that jail. I could have gone on a protection wing, but I didn't. But nah, look, the way I see it is education's the way forward in life. Listen, even me, I've loads of photographs with tough guys. Loads of photographs with real G's, shot callers. Do you understand? People who are notorious in Dublin, but to me, they're not gangsters and cartel men. They're just my mates. It's not my fault. The estate I come from isn't the Grisdale. It's Cherry Orchard Avenue in Dublin fucking 10. You know, cartel land. There's difference. There's levels. I'm not too sure, Andrew. Oh, thank you, mate. Well, like I said, the way I see it is education's the way forward, and it's like our children want to be like us. Our children want to make us proud. Do you understand? See me, all my fucking goddamn fear in life. I've always wanted to make me dad proud, not for this. That's easy. For that, you know, I didn't want them to be proud of me for fighting. You know, I wanted them to be proud of me just for the sake of being proud of his son, but I had high expectations, so did he. You know, and it's like, years and years ago, my dad worked in 2 hospitals, Sherwood Street and Beaumont, and used to read a lot of books, you know, and I read probably 1/5 of them books. as punishment sometimes, because I was always getting into trouble and there was always people knocking at the door saying, your son broke my window with a football. You know, I heard you at the light and a big fire out there and fucking the smoke everywhere. You know, I'm calling the police, are you? No, you're not. Call the fire brigade. But up on the estate where I used to live, it's much tougher than the Grisdale estate in Liverpool. Cherry Orchard is much tougher than Toxteth, you know, and the way I see it is up in Liverpool, they have postcode wars, and it's sad, you know, like I'll just give you a prime example. Rhys Jones. A lot of people say Rhys Jones was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and he wasn't. He was in the right place at the right time, doing what kids do. You know, he was an Everton fan, the kid, and he wanted to be the next Leon Osmond. You know, he wanted to be probably the next Duncan Ferguson, you know, or the next Jamie Carragher, or even Steven Gerrard, or, you understand, or the next Trent. It's like, even though Trent was take years, but you understand what I mean? It's like, people say that he was in the wrong place at the wrong time. I don't believe that. I believe Rhys Jones was in the right place at the right time, playing football like kids do. And he was cutting through the car park to go home. And Sean Mercer fired a couple of shots through the car park because he could see other people. You see, you have Toxteth and you have Croxteth, and they fucking hate each other, right? To the point where they're going around killing each other. And it's been like that for years. You know, I know how the streets work, and they talk too. And it's like, Liverpool is a very tough city, very proud people. And even though I'm a Man United fan and I live in Manchester, the Irish and the Scousers get on with each other. It doesn't matter who I support. Liverpool, see the Scousers and the Irish, well, like that, we get on fucking great. And I'll be honest with you, of all the people in this country, I'd put the Scousers up there, you know, because, like I said, look, there's good and bad in every community, yeah? It's like, and for years, Liverpool has been getting stick off people because, oh, fucking, you understand, calling Scousers thief and cunts and all that nonsense, like, you know, like, why can't the next Scouser be the Prime Minister? What's stopping the next Scouser becoming the next Gerrard? Do you understand? The next Jamie Carragher. It's like the next Robbie Fowler, the next Duncan Ferguson. You know, like years ago in Toxteth, because of the riots. Now, I'm not going to say too much, but my son, when we sort this podcast out, it's going to be very serious. It's like, and he's going to talk about his journey from college to university and his 4 years that he spent up there and what he learned and what he got from it, and about his growth and his progress, about his awards he's won for teaching and his accolades, you know, to the point where he got up and done a seminar, a lecture in front of 500 of Merseyside's finest detectives, inspectors, chief superintendents, like 500 of Merseyside finest. And his dad comes from a rough housing estate. And for my son to go on and to do what he's done, it's like, it's, you know, I'm a proud father, because my boy doing a lecture for 500 of Merseyside's police, you know, and it's like, just because you're from a rough housing estate, guys, or whether you come from the ends, the block, the manor, the corner, the council estate, you're not stuck there. You know, a lot of people don't understand this. I got straight out of Ballyer, and because of that, I ended up coming to the UK and having my family, and I wouldn't change a thing in my life. you know, because they're never having the people that I have in my life, you know, like I have of a few kids, you know, I have a family, you know, it's like I'm a dad again, you know, and my son is 1 and a couple of months. My daughter's having a baby boy in the next few days, you know, and I've made it. It's like to get to see my little girl become a mother, you know, to get to see my son graduate from university and the awards he's won, the accolades he has on his name for the hard work, and he recognised it in Liverpool. You see, the Scousers, don't forget, my son and his team helped Toxteth get funding because the kids have been punished enough for the sins of the father. What you don't know is, in Liverpool years ago, because of the Toxteth riots, the city council stopped pumping money into the area. Do you understand? It's like, and it's fucking, it's like a violation of your human rights. If you're from L5 or L20, the fucking government won't release funding. Do you understand? The high crime, low privileged areas. And this podcast, Hayden, that I'm going to do with my son, it'll blow your mind. Like I said, he come from a rough housing estate, just like his dad, you know, but he had a star in his life guiding him. You know, it's like my father educated me. I just never thought it. You understand? I needed it. It's like, and I wanted to be like me mates and be a class clown and make all my pals laugh and be disruptive, interruptive, and a little prick in school. Maybe I wouldn't have gotten thrown out because I wanted to be the class clown and behave like a fucking gobshite and a bowsy, you know, putting on teachers and all. They don't go to school for that, you know. Like I made a lot of bad decisions, and because of the bad decisions I made, I always said I'll make sure that my son makes good decisions in life, you know, and I'll make sure that he uses education as a tool, as a platform, as a springboard, as a skeleton key to open any fucking door you want. But you have to work at it. If you want a degree, you have to work at it. Do you understand? And like I said, I was there, and my lad went up there for 4 years, and he's lived up there nearly 13 years now in Toxteth. I think he's going on 13 years. But I said to him, son, listen to me. I'd love to do a podcast with you to talk about you coming off a rough housing estate with no money and going to university for 4 years, getting a degree, and now look, education's the way forward, whether you know it or not, because it's like, again, when I was young, I was the class clown. I was like a crash test dummy. Always wanted to impress me mates and make them laugh, and my education got sacrificed over it. I upset me granny. You know, my granny was devastated. I got thrown out of school because I was supposed to go straight into the army, but I chose to take drugs. I'm not blaming drugs for my fuck-ups. I'm blaming me. You know, I went and seeked. Seek and you shall find. You know, and because of that, like, I learned that. That was my fault. You know, but like I said, as an adult, as a parent, as a granddad, as a partner, as a brother, an uncle, a nephew, we set the standards, and our children want to be like us. Now, I wanted to make my dad proud, but my dad, he wanted to make me tough, and he taught me one thing. You let that cunt off that ground and he's gonna hurt you. Don't let him up. Just hit him with that jab, pop him, double jab, bam bam. Just like that, bam bam. High guard, that in there. Yeah. Right, fuck it. But nah, listen to me, like I said, my dad was very old school. He was disciplinarian, you know, but I needed it, you know. But anyway, guys, I've like 5 minutes, and that's the hour I come on this morning. I'll be back on this afternoon about, we'll see, maybe about 1:30, but I'm going in to watch something with me queen. Me fucking stomach's at me, in all fairness. It's like, so I might have to just cancel the fishing, you know. But again, like I said, guys, no matter whether you're from a housing estate, the corner, the avenue, the housing estate, the block, the ends, it doesn't matter where you're from. Listen to me, I come from a very tough area too, but that doesn't mean shit. But where I'm from, it does, because everybody up in Cherry Orchard, all the lads I know that have been in our prison since I've left, it's like, and they regret a lot of years that they've wasted behind bars. But some of them are very rich, allegedly, you know. Like I walked away from a street corner, and it's like, I look back now and it's just grown into a mountain they call cartel land. I played on the same football team. I palled around on the same avenue. I allegedly got into stolen cars with a lot of these individuals that have gone on to have the biggest nicknames in Dublin. But I don't look at them that way, like you're a cartel boss, or you run this and you run that. It's like, listen, you weren't always like that. You know, I remember when we were kids, and that's the way I'd like to remember my childhood, with all my friends when I bury it and write about it. Like I said, everything in time, and it's like, I know that I'm gonna write this book, and if I don't get to finish it, my son will. You know, I have to do this. It's like, and like I said, it'll be a very good read. Like, because do you know anybody that's lost 20 friends in Dublin gangland? Do you? I know a lot about loss. And sometimes you have to find yourself. Right, guys, I'm going. I'll see you this afternoon. I'm going into work with me queen. And thanks everyone for coming in. Take care, boys. See you later. Motherfucker.